What's up, y'all? It's your girl Jaleesa, your favorite confidence coach, and lately I've been hearing way too many of my sisters and brothers talking about how they suffer with imposter syndrome, and that's one thing we are not carrying forward into 2020. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about what exactly imposter syndrome is and how we can get rid of that. Now, for those of you that do experience imposter syndrome, leave a comment below and tell me what it feels like. Tell me how you feel when imposter syndrome seems to be creeping up on you. This will help us all figure out what the common signs are. From my understanding, imposter syndrome is when you feel like maybe you're not measuring up to your greatness. Imposter syndrome feels like maybe you have a job and you're not qualified or not experienced enough to be there, but people around you keep telling you how great you are, but you simply don't believe it. Now, people with imposter syndrome don't actually have a deficit in any of their skills. They're just fused with the story that they're fake or a fraud or an imposter, which really isn't fair to yourself. Now, when I say fuse, I mean you're really holding on tight to those negative thoughts. Like there's something that keeps replaying on in your mind, telling you that you're not worthy or that you're not good enough or you don't have enough experience. You're really gripsing the thought of imposter syndrome, and I'm here to tell you that you do not own imposter syndrome. Like, that's not something that you need to claim. It's not yours to claim, so let's not do that this year. You do not need to be worried about your ability to accomplish, to do great things, to excel, and to thrive, okay, girl? Because worrying is like riding an old rickety bike. Yes, it'll get you from Toronto to Mississauga or New York to Chicago, but imagine the condition you'll be in by the time you get there. I mean, once you eventually make it. Is it really worth that kind of struggle? Now, instead of worrying, what you can do is focus on action planning or even practicing mindfulness. When we learn how to practice mindfulness, you really stop and fully engage with what's happening in the present, in the reality. It's kind of like stopping to smell the roses. Now think about it. When you're feeling imposter syndrome and you really fuse onto those negative thoughts, are these thoughts helping you improve or become greater? Or are they just leading to frustration and doubt? Now, when practicing mindfulness, it's really important that we take time to slow it down. Really slow down your thoughts. And I know for a lot of us, it's easier said than done because we had a million things going on in here, and sometimes it's really hard to stop it all. So I'm going to share an exercise with you that will help you with mindfulness and kind of letting those irrelevant thoughts drift away so we can get down to what's really important in the present. Now, this first mindfulness exercise we're going to call Thoughts Down a Stream. And so I want you to imagine yourself in a situation where imposter syndrome might come up. So maybe you're at work and your boss says, "Hey, my excellent worker, I need you to complete a task for me." And automatically, almost like naturally, imposter syndrome may arise, having you feeling like, oh my gosh, am I the right one? What if I make a mistake? Maybe I'm not experienced. Like, why is he calling on me? Just take a moment to slow your thoughts. When I do this exercise, it really helps me when I close my eyes. I take a deep breath. And I really ground and center myself, bringing my thoughts back into my body, because a lot of the times when we find that we're overthinking, we need to realize, like, where is my body right now? Am I present? Am I all up in my head? Where physically am I? So I really just do my best to ground myself. Some ways that I ground myself is by closing my eyes and taking those deep breaths. Another way that I ground myself and remind myself that I'm here, physically present, is if I'm sitting down, I will stand up. If I'm standing up, I will sit down. Literally like changing the physiology in my body. Then I start to think. So what I want you to do is close your eyes, relax, and I want you to think about a stream. The stream is moving slowly Allow yourself to hear the sounds of the stream. Allow yourself to see things floating down the stream, like some logs or some leaves. Now, as you imagine that slow moving stream, a lot of different things are going to come into your mind. And right now, those things are irrelevant because that's not your task at hand. Right now, we're just trying to be mindful. So as those random thoughts come to your mind, simply take that thought and place it on a leaf that's going down a stream. Your job is not to try to make the stream go faster. Your job is not to erase the thoughts, because the thoughts do exist. So acknowledging that they exist and placing them onto a leaf, that's going further and further away from you. And as this leaf gets further and further away, you realize how small and insignificant it is. And as more thoughts come and you place them on more leaves, you realize that you do have control over what's going on in your mind. In this moment, I want you to continue to do that and experience this. The fact that you have control over your thoughts, that these thoughts do not have control over you, and that these negative thoughts are really insignificant in comparison to you and where you stand and the abilities that you have. Along the way, I felt like, oh, this is stupid, might come on to your mind. Simply put that on a leaf and let it drift away. And the more that you do this and practice this exercise, the more that you really can see that you are in control, you have power over what's going on in your mind, and we can get back to the reason why you need to be present, which is the fact that you have a track record of success. Like, that is why the boss chose you to do the task, because there's evidence that you can get it done. And I think that's what's really super important about all of us, and especially those that face imposter syndrome, is knowing that you actually can do it and there's proof. If you feel like there is no proof, maybe it's time for you to look at your past experiences and look at the things that you have accomplished periodically, to remind yourself that you do have the ability and that you can get it done. And maybe it's a situation where this is a new task, so you're not exactly sure because you don't have physical proof. This is an opportunity for you to gain that experience. This is an opportunity for you to gain that in confidence, because as I said before, confidence, the feeling of confidence comes after the action. You need to put yourself into action in order to gain the confidence, because now you're like, okay, I've done this before, I can do it again. So really take this moment to realize that you are in control of your thoughts and your thoughts are not in control of you. You do have experience, you do have a track record of success. And allow yourself to be present in these moments instead of being up in that cloud in your mind. Imagine that you have the power to also think positively like this, as long as you instill these things into your core. More positivity and more productivity and more confidence will be natural, as opposed to the negative things that come through as natural. If you like videos like this, please comment down below, share with someone that you love. Until next time, peace.